Hey, everybody. I'm hoping that everything's coming through okay. Of course, technical difficulties. My camera's glitching out. It seems to be behaving now, but hopefully it'll stay this way for the entire duration. But anyway, happy Halloween. It is October 31st, 2023. Welcome to another community chat here on my channel. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, of course, welcome. My name is Angela. I'm a full time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator. And my channel here is dedicated to those of you just getting started out in this wonderful world of voiceover and audiobook narration. And through my channel, I share with you tips and tricks and techniques and other things that I use every day in my own voiceover business. And I answer your questions and talk things out with you and everyone else who joins in these community chats every week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST. If you're not new here, then you know every week we have a new poll. And this week, the poll is, how do you do most of your marketing? Because there are a lot of ways to go about it. And we also know, and I get questions, of course, all the time about all different facets of this business. And that is what this is. Your voiceover business is a business and should be treated as such. And marketing is just one spoke in the wheel, right? I think last week we talked about casting sites and pay to plays. That is another spoke in the wheel. That is another way of drumming up business, right? But I think ultimately pay to play sites and casting sites are nice to go and find work and maybe even have, work passively come to you by someone just placing an order, things like that, reaching out to you. They're doing the work. But you also need to do the work in finding direct contact, right? Direct clients. And that is ultimately what you want, because as we discussed last week with casting sites and pay to plays, they all take a piece of whatever you get, right? They usually charge the client and then they will usually charge you some way, shape, or form. Either they'll take a percentage of what you make or they'll charge you like a membership fee, right? Either monthly, biannually, annually, so on and so forth. So ultimately what you want is to make direct contact and clients and build relationship with clients directly. So how do you do that? With marketing, right? And there's also agents and other aspects or other avenues that you could find clients with. But agents, at the same token, just like casting sites and pay to plays, they also will take a piece. So in order to keep all of that money for you and also probably potentially even save the client some money, making direct contacts is a way to go. And that is marketing yourself. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but I want to see what you guys are doing because that is what these community chats are all about, right? Is sharing information, and hopefully you'll walk away from today with a nugget or two, right? Something to put in your back pocket and to use. So enough with my blathering. Let's see what you guys said with the poll. All right. So far we have 21 votes. And it looks like 62% of you said you were not currently marketing. 32% of you said social media, and 5% of you said direct email. No one is cold calling. Oh, I take that back. We just got a vote for cold calling. There's a lot of different ways to go about marketing, and you could even do a combination of all of these, right? There isn't a wrong way. There isn't really a right way. It's whatever works for you. As you all know, I'm a huge introvert. I mean, you wouldn't believe it with me being on camera once a week, at least once a week, but I am. So it makes me crawl out of my skin to think that I have to pick up the phone and call somebody. But again, as I said before, this is a business. And if you want your business to grow and succeed and thrive, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone or hire someone to do it for you, right? Either way, it's a necessity. It's something that needs to be done for business in general, right? So how do you find your clientele, right? How do you find the people that you want to reach out to? I think first what you need to decide is what is it that you want to do, Do you want to just do commercial work? And I should even say that because you shouldn't even just limit yourself. But I would say you're going to probably have several marketing plans, right? Depending on who you want to market to. And that marketing plan is going to depend on first, what is it that you want to do? Who is it that you're marketing to for what purpose, right? So there's lots of different things that we can do in voiceover, like commercial work, audiobooks, long form e-learning, right? IVR, there's all kinds of things. So first you want to target who are you reaching out to, right? Let's just say that you want to do, I don't know, e-learning work, right? So what kind of a marketing plan would you create for that? Who do you need to reach out to? Who are the people that make e-learning content, right? You can find that out by simple Google searches. Searching through, you could even search through if you're part of your, why am I thinking e-commerce? I can't even think of it, but like the community of businesses in your area. I can't think of the name of it. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. But you could reach or look through directories, in places local to you and find out who makes e-learning content or online video content, stuff like that. LinkedIn, you can find people on LinkedIn, right? Find some people that are the marketing directors or the talent directors or, things like that, and reach out to them. Look at these websites that you pop up through your Google searches. If you're looking for companies that make production houses that make, e-learning content, look at their website. Who are the people? Most of them have, an about us or meet the staff, that kind of a thing. You can find easily who is it that you probably need to reach out to and reach out to them. Hit the contact us button. Discover whether or not they have in-house talent or if they outsource for talent, if they have like a roster of talent that they use and if they have room on their roster for you. But I should say before you even do that, make sure that you have demos, samples, a portfolio link, right? If you have a page on your website or a page made, even like a YouTube channel that's private or that you use just for demos, have something to show them, like finished work that you want to show them. Even if you're just starting out, at least a demo, right? Show them what you're capable of. Give them a taste of your range, some variety, right? You want to have something that they can listen to. And then you can link their website and you can say, hey, I really love your company. I love what you guys are doing. Your videos are fantastic. I just wanted to know if you had room on your roster for, potentially a fresh voice for your roster. And then include a demo or a link to your profile page or your portfolio page, things like that. And then it's sort of just rinse and repeat from there, right? You just keep reaching out to companies, finding who you need to reach out to and contact them, right? And it's the same thing even from pretty much from, type of voiceover too. So if you're making commercial work, you want to find companies who make commercials or, audiobooks. A great way to find audiobook work is social media. And I say this so many times, and it just is what it is. If you're making content where people can see who you are, they can hear your voice, and it doesn't even have to be all audiobook content, right? It doesn't have to be all voiceover content that you're making for social media. You could talk about you're out for a walk with the dogs, you're making dinner, you're picking the kids up from school, you're giving a studio tour, you're giving a little bit of a behind the scenes view of you narrating an audiobook, right? Check with the author to make sure that's okay. I would think that would be fine since you're helping to promote the book before it comes out, but it's never a bad idea to double check. But through the algorithms of you making this content, you will be shown to people that are like-minded, who like the same or similar content, right? Other narrators and other perhaps book writers, indie authors. And then through the magic of the algorithm, It'll reach its fingers into publishers and casting directors and things like that. And even utilizing the right hashtags and keywords will help do that as well. But eventually, your following and your group, right? The group of people that you're reaching continues to expand and grow with more content, consistent content. Gary Vee always says, doesn't matter what the content is as long as it's consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, studio grade. It just has to be genuine and consistent. I feel like that was a real long tangent. But I hope something that I said had maybe sparked an idea or maybe, helped you along in this journey here. But that's basically what that is. The same thing with direct email. I'm sorry. Well, that is pretty much direct email marketing, but cold calling is pretty much the same thing. Instead of emailing, you're picking up the phone and calling these people. You're calling mom and pop businesses. If you want us to even start locally, start in your community. Mom and pop businesses need voiceover too. So there's a whole wide world out there. You just need to, get the courage and go out there and tap it. Go out there and stick your finger and go, hey, I'm here. I'm available. Hire me. Okay. Enough of that. Let's go and see who is here. Oh, I just saw a super chat. Hold on. Janelle. Thank you, Janelle, for the super chat. I really appreciate you. That's so sweet. I'll go and get my Halloween coffee. Is there such a thing as a Halloween coffee? Coffee on Halloween. Thank you, Janelle. Appreciate you. All right, let's see who is here. And I forgot my fangs. I had fangs that I was going to wear today, but with the camera hullabaloo, I forgot. Dang it. Joya says, YouTube is another source of social media marketing. You can use it to build your image up in any field while linking your website and or contact point in the description. Yes, and that is exactly what happens for me here on YouTube. I have these community chats and I have videos which I hope are helpful for, people with specific questions about audiobooks or ACX or voiceover in general. But my content also finds other companies and authors and publishers. And I have people that reach out to me who found me on YouTube who are not voice actors or audiobook narrators because I'm here, right? I am on social media. So it works. And you could probably make it work a whole lot better than I can because I'm not really good at any of the other profiles or platforms. Probably not even good at YouTube, but here we are. But yes, fair point, Joya. And also YouTube is a great way to store videos for free, right? If you make a YouTube account, which you probably already do, and you upload videos, if you make your demos into videos, you can store them on YouTube and then easily share the links with clients that way too. Just an idea. Caesar says, for the moment, I chose not currently marketing, but once I start, I think I'll be doing all that and more, from social networking to direct contact. I'm very comfortable with all approaches. And you are, because you're sort of extroverted a little bit, a little more than I am anyway. But I was just going to say something else about marketing. Maybe it'll come back to me. That's what it was. That should be something on your to-do list, your daily to-do list, right? People ask, okay, what do you do in a day? How many hours do you spend recording? How many hours a day do you spend editing? How many hours a day do you spend marketing? I think that is something else that's going to be riddled with variables for everybody. Everybody's schedule is going to be different. How much time they have in a day available to do this is going to be different. So I would say do a little bit of everything every day if you can. Marketing in some shape or form every day, right? Whether you're making social media contact, whether you are at least researching company and the individuals within those companies to reach out to, or developing, drafting an email, that's sort of a rough template of what you want to say, figuring out what kind of, title, the title to the email. So when it lands in their email box, is it going to be something that's just not going to catch their attention, so they just delete you and move on? right? There's all of these things that we need to think about when we're making marketing material. So at least spend some time every day doing something with marketing, having planning out your social media content plan, you know, whatever it is, sending out a certain number of emails every day or making a certain number of calls every day, making points of contact with companies every day, whatever that is, but do a little bit of each of those every day to keep growing and moving forward. That's what I wanted to say. I didn't want to forget to say that. Caesar says, that said, hello, Angela. Hello, everyone. I bought candy for trick-or-treaters, but ended up eating most of it. So I'll be doling out fruit and canned tuna instead. I remember a year we ran out of course, this was like in the 80s. We ran out of candy and we ended up giving out pennies. My mom had like a big, like 5-gallon water jug full of pennies she was saving and felt so bad for the trick-or-treaters because we ran out of candy. But canned tuna, I don't know. You might get egged if that's the case. Christy Lynn says, morning all. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, Christy Lynn. Dylan is here. What's up, Dylan? Dylan says, happy Halloween from my broom closet at work. I'm not currently marketing because of time constraints, but I have been researching advertising agencies. Procrastinating? To call and send a demo to. I think that is still, again, it doesn't matter how big your steps forward are as long as they are in that direction, right? Baby steps are even okay as long as you're moving. You're not stagnating where you are in that procrastinating stage. You're still moving forward. Even if it's not a direct action, like a point of contact with someone, an official point, you didn't send that email or you didn't pick up the phone, still doing the research and making note of who you want to contact. So when you do have that email heading decided, you have the body of the email written out, you have what you're going to say down, you have your demos ready, you have all that information ready. So then it's just a matter of, personalizing the emails a bit and then firing them off or picking up the phone and knowing what to say, right? That's still a step forward. So good job. Phil says, hey, Angela. Hey, guys. Hey, Phil. How you doing, Phil? Dylan says, oh, nice graphic. Oh, my little Halloween graphic. Yeah. I'm a dork. I'm a big dork. So I like that stuff. Plus, Halloween. Favorite holiday. Sean Lester says, okay. Why? Oh, my camera and audio is okay. Thankfully. Thank you. Pamela McDonald says, happy Halloween from a very windy LA. Yeah, I saw that. It's windy here in Phoenix too. Fiber Jazz is here. Good morning. Happy Halloween, everyone. Just popping in for a short while. My broom is waiting for me to mount it and fly off with my fellow witches. It's a good day for us. Yes, it's Halloween, baby. JCCAOL says, happy Halloween. You should play Every Day is Halloween at the end of the show. It's crossed my mind. Definitely a throwback and one of my favorite Halloween songs for sure. Well, ministry. Brittany Beck is here. I've seen a lot of voice actors, narrators talking about pitch slapping, essentially just throwing yourself at the clients, LOL. My question is, how do you direct market cold leads without doing that? And I think pitch slapping is very similar to what we referred to in the car business as shotgunning, where you're basically just firing off emails and, generic emails and at a lot of different people just to see what sticks, basically. I think that's pretty similar to what you're referring to. But yes, I think just throwing yourself at clients, if you look at it from their perspective, if you yourself have, and I'm sure you have, I'm sure your email inbox is just filled with spam and filled with, hey, come and check this out. And hey, come and, hire me for this, that, or whatever. You don't want to come off that way. You want to take the time to make sure that your email title is captivating and appropriate and to the point, right? Why are you contacting me? You could be a little bit cheeky. You want to maybe even write the subtitle or the heading of the email in a way that's eye-catching and maybe a little bit different. It's not completely salesy, but use your imagination. You want to stand out, but not in a bad way. right? And then make your email a little bit personal. Do a little bit of research on this person. Find them on LinkedIn, see what they like. Maybe they like the same sports team that you do. You can say, "Hey, I found your website and I really like what your company is doing. And hey, by the way, I noticed that, as in my research of your company, I discovered that you like the Phoenix Suns. I love the Phoenix Suns. But hey, that's not why I'm contacting you. Why I'm writing you is I wanted to see if you had any room on your roster, or do you guys outsource, or do you have whatever it is. But take the time to write these emails so they're a little bit personal. They're not just generic, copy and paste s- spam, right? Nobody wants that, right? But as far as cold leads, and I've heard of people purchasing lists from God knows where, wherever I mean, I don't like that idea, because if someone is selling you a list, it could very well be they're selling that same list to a lot of other people, unless you're paying someone to create a list that's specific to what you are looking for. But there's still a very good chance they're just reusing the same companies. So you don't I don't know. I don't like the whole list thing. I think taking the time to really find a company that you align with, that you feel good about, and then reaching out to them and just taking the time to craft an email and sending it to them is definitely beneficial. Otherwise it comes off as spam and you just get deleted, or you fall into the spam folder. Joy says, "Hello, everyone from 40 degrees, but still pretty darn cold, Southfield, Michigan. I'm doing social media, but emailing casting companies and media production companies are coming next for me." Good, good, good. I have to keep my eye on the clock. It's a half day at school, and I have to be done in like 35 minutes. So I'm going to try to get through these fast, you guys. Christy Lynn Vio says, "I haven't done cold calling yet, but I have approached a couple of small businesses local to me." Good. Good, good, good. That's a great way to start. And, I know I've said this before, and this is really kind of cheesy, probably, maybe. But if you have a logo, you have a website, you have, all these things, why not make it a t-shirt? Why not make a company t-shirt that you wear out and about? I have, and it does work, because people will go, "What is voiceover Angela? What is that?" And I go, "Oh, I'm a voice actor." And they go, "Oh, that is so cool. What do you do? What do you do?" And then sometimes that leads into, "Hey, I have this phone message that I need to have done. Is that something that you can do?" Heck yeah, right? Do it. Caesar says, "Yes, does cold messaging count as cold calling? Because I plan on doing that on LinkedIn and Facebook." Um, yes, but I would even venture to say perhaps email them if they have a contact, if they have a way to contact them off of platform. Or if you want to contact, I don't even know what's like, in on trend for today. I would imagine most of the current generations that are in those positions, millennials and such, they're probably used to text messages. They're probably used to those sorts of things. But I'm Gen X. I'm a little old school, so I think, emailing somebody is still kind of, but I would say just try a few different approaches and see what works, right? Do a little beta testing and see how you get a better response, right? So far I've just been pretty much emailing. I haven't really been messaging, but I know that works. It works for my partner in his photography business, so it might work for us too. But I've never tried messaging on platforms. Phil says, "Cold calling makes me think of the movie Wolf of Wall Street, where they cold call a client list and scam them. So I'm not comfortable with that." And yeah, same. Even before that movie came out, it was because we even get with our cell phones, we get spam calls all the time. And it's hard to immediately trust, right? But I think with an email, you're not putting them on the spot to respond right now. So they might take a little bit more time with your email if it's written in a way that's compelling to them, I would think. Lots of tangents today. Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Pat Jones. More coffee. Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. That's was right there. Thank you, Chamber of Commerce. There are, if you, I highly belong, I highly suggest that you sign up and belong to your local Chamber of Commerce because they will have directories of other businesses in that chamber that you already have a little bit more of an in with because you're also in the chamber. You're also part of the committee, right? You're in the Chamber of Commerce. You're on their directory. Janelle says, "Hey, Angela and Angelinians, happy Halloween. I'm not the best at marketing, but social media and in person are my go-to for now. And social media is a huge one, and it's free. It just costs a little bit of time, a little bit of creativity, and even that is debatable. Having to be creative. I mean, Canva's got tons of templates to use. You just kind of change them up a little bit, polish them up a little bit, add a little bit of text. Super simple. A lot easier now than it was even, 10 years ago. Dylan says, for commercial work, should I contact businesses directly or should I target advertising agencies? I'd say both. Video production places, television channels? Yes. I live over 2 hours from a big city. Detroit is closest. I would say yes to all of it. And again, different modalities of marketing will have different kind of approaches. But again, beta test. See what works better for you. Try a couple of different email templates or a couple of different, I hate to say script for cold calling, but it's so much easier if you have what you want to say written down. Just, I would hope as a voice actor, you won't sound like you were reading a script while you're talking, or at least bullet points, notes, so you don't forget to mention things or ask questions, right? Caesar says, I used to do client correspondence from a business partner, so I'm actually very comfortable with cold calling. I'm just not sure it's the best approach. I think email message first before call. Yeah, I like that. And there's even some people that say call before you email. And there's even some other people that say email, make a couple of touches first and then hit them with, hey, do you want to hear my demo? Right? There's a lot of different ways to go about it. And I think any and all could work if you approach it the right way. Right? Am I wrong in saying that? Sophia says, that's why I haven't started marketing yet. I don't have all the stuff ready. And that's okay because you're not born with all your stuff ready. You have to get that stuff ready. And that takes time. But again, even compiling a list of people and contacts and compiling some demos and doing all of those things is still a step forward. So don't beat yourself up for that step. That's an important step. At least you're doing, right? Christy Lynn says, oh, I hadn't thought of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about, even if I can't find the right words. Sariki the Great says, hey, gang. Hi, Angela. Have been a while since I've joined in, but I'm still kicking. Good. Glad to hear it. Glad you're still kicking. Joy says, hey, Angela, the only thing with demos is that I don't have the hundreds of dollars to get a professional demos done. You don't need one. You can make one yourself. Make one yourself. DIY it. You don't need to do that. However, as I'm trying to get entry-level work, I'm going to do an excellent DIY demo. Perfect. Do it. Chrissy Sal says, sorry, just popped in. Great ideas. I'm working on a voiceover for my brother's company at the moment. I didn't even think about offering it for him, but he approached me about it. Yes. And I think the more people you let know who you are, what you do, how to find you, what you sound like, the more opportunities you're going to have for business. And as you sit right now, even as a fledgling small baby business, nobody knows that you're there. So this marketing step is very important to announce your arrival, to show you are here. This is what I do. This is where you find me. This is what I sound like. And how do you do that? By marketing. As soon as you make your business, maybe I didn't think this way, but you would think that you're like, okay, I've done all this work. I've created my business. Here I am. I'm ready to go. People are going to come, banging down my door as soon as I make my website. No, they don't. They don't know you're there. It's the hard truth. They don't. They don't know you're there. They don't know you from the billions of other people that are online. So you have to market yourself, to introduce yourself, to the people that need to know who you are and where to find you and what you sound like. So this is unfortunately just nature of the beast of having a business. You have to get out there and be seen. And social media, I think, is one of the easiest ways to do that. Oh, we got another super chat. Hold on. Holy Moses, I'm gonna have to get through these comments quickly. Ciao, Jonathan B. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. As brand new only on Fiverr, boosting algorithm is primary focus before marketing. Is this out of order? New account, formerly Jonathan. Jonathan Brosnan. Okay. I would say doing both. I mean, again, if you're on just pay to plays or freelance marketplaces, that's great, but that is only one spoke in this wheel of business. You need to also be directly marketing with other people. And whether that's social media, emailing, messaging on a social media platform, cold calling, this is another spoke in this wheel of business. Casting sites and pay to plays are one, marketing is another, and then maybe your agent could be another, and then so on and so forth, right? But it's a necessity. It's a necessity to keep growing. So I would say it doesn't really matter in which order they're done, as long as they are done. I personally, what I did is I got onto a few pay to plays or casting sites first, because I really wanted to see if this was something that I could do, something that I could keep up with, something that I would enjoy, something that I could actually make money with. And once I started to see a positive response to being on these casting sites, then I said, okay, that was the clarification that I needed, right? I know it's not the right word that I was looking for, but again, words. Once I had that, I was like, okay, now I need to market. How do I do that? Let's get onto social media. Let's start doing that. So don't rest on your laurels with just a Fiverr account. Keep going. Keep spreading your business fingers across the interwebs. It's there and available to you. Use it. Right? Right. Okay. Where did I leave off? There it is. Okay. Christy Lynn says the APA is great for networking and the dues aren't horrible. No, they're not. They're actually pretty decent. And joining groups like the APA, NAVA, there's all kinds of voiceover audiobook publishing. There's all kinds of different groups to belong to in which you can also network, right, with other narrators, voice actors. And that is another spoke. I think networking within your own community is a good thing, because you can also get referrals from other voice actors. If perhaps they're not a right fit, they can recommend you to the client if they think you're a good fit. So making friends and networking within your industry is also a very good thing. Fiber Jazz to Dylan says business outsource commercials to ad agencies and production companies, so they are your targets. Distance doesn't matter. You can work with studios anywhere. Source Connect is helpful. Where there is a will, there is a way, right? JCC AOL says, Angela, go get your fangs. Seriously. They're actually sitting right here. It's just a matter of me sticking them in. Maybe I will, but I want to get through these comments, and there's so many of them. I don't want to waste any time with messing with fangs. We'll see if we have time at the end. Sean Lester, thank you. Thank you guys for all the super chats. You guys are amazing. Sean says, I've been looking for local authors at craft shows. There you go. And giving them my card. Have you done anything similar? I have been to, I went to, what was it? It was like a Comic-Con way back, way back when I was just a baby narrator. I was at the very beginning, and I was so self-conscious. I had business cards that I was going to hand out, and I handed out a couple, but it wasn't nearly as productive as it could have been, right? It wasn't a successful networking event. I was just so caught up with all the comic book stuff and, afraid to talk to people because, introvert. But I think that is a great way to go about it. And I think once I had a little bit more confidence and I had an even better business card, I was planning to do more networking in person and then March of 2020 is when the world shut down. So that was kind of like, maybe not. But I think that is a great way to go about it. Have business cards made. Or I even have a keychain that's got my logo on it and a QR code where you could just go, here, have somebody take a picture of it and it takes them right to your website. I mean, there's just a little bit of creativity, a little bit of, thinking forward and just, even just a little bit of money to make a keychain or get some business cards made on Vistaprint or whatever it is. All of those things will help you in your marketing endeavors, right? Oh, the tangents. Tangents are threatening to break the floodgates today. Oh gosh. Okay, Eric says, "My New Year's resolution is to really work on this. I know I've procrastinated on this, but it's still so daunting. Like, I don't even know where to start." It doesn't matter where you start, just start. If you want to start with gathering all of the things, right? Making sure you have a demo that's appropriate for whomever you're planning to reach out, make the marketing plan. Who am I going to reach out to? What demo am I sending them? And what kind of an email am I going to cold call? What am I going to do? What's my approach? Get all of that down and then just start ticking stuff off. And then once you have everything gathered and ready to go, start your campaign, right? Contact this person, contact this person, contact this person, and then make a whole other campaign for a different type of voiceover, audiobook, commercial, e-learning, whatever it is. And then just slowly make your way down the list. It doesn't all have to be done in one day. This is something that's going to take time. It's tedious, but necessary. Dylan says to Fiber Jazz, "Unfortunately, Source Connect isn't an option where I'm at. Starlink is my only service provider." Oh, so you can't download apps or you can't use these things with Starlink? Interesting. Sean Lester says, "From a casual conversation with a friend about what I am up to these days and showing him a sample, I've been hired as the PA announcer for a local college for basketball and softball." Congratulations, Sean. And you have a perfect voice for that too. Chrissy Sell says, "How does someone go about approaching publishing companies? Just find who I need to contact and ask if I can send demos." In a nutshell, yes, but I would even, share a little bit about yourself, how you're an avid book reader, how you enjoy a little bit of flattery will get you further, I think. But if you have any common interests, if there are any books that they've, a little bit more fleshed out than, "Hi, I'm Chrissy and here's my demo." I think you guys know that, but basically, yeah. Chrissy Sell says, "Awesome, Sean." Yes. Pat Jones says, "Describe your background and lighting. It looks so friendly and welcoming." I'm glad you think that. I was going with a Halloween theme, so everything behind me is like red or orange. But I have my voiceover recording sign, which I got on Amazon. The nano lines, are behind me, and you can configure those in any, geometric way that you want to. And they do all kinds of different random colors and things. And then I have, which you can barely see, but there's also a floodlight behind me that's also an orange. And then I have my Funko Pops because Funko Pops. My studio is my teenage dream, basically, because I'm in here all day long. So I might as well make it comfortable and entertaining to me. BB Homebody says, "Ugh, social media. I can barely get through my emails without marketing." I feel you. It's a necessity, though. It is. Christy Lynn says, "I recommend getting to know a bit about the company and making the email more personal to the company." Yes, it'll make you stand out for sure. Instead of just shotgunning or pitch slapping. Yes, make it a little bit, take the time and make it a little bit more personal, entertaining, cheeky, funny, Siriki says, "Oh, and happy Halloween." Yes, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone. Fiber Jazz to Dylan, "I'm not familiar with Starlink, but it sucks like a Hoover if it doesn't work with Source Connect." Yes, and so so Dylan, you're in our Zoom meetings every Thursday. So even with Starlink, you're able to use Zoom. So in a pinch, for whatever reason, if you can't use Source Connect, you can use Zoom and just record it locally on your computer and send them the file too. But I would think if you can use Zoom, you can use Source Connect with Starlink. BB Homebody says, darks or dorks are cool. We like you, Angela. Well, thank you. I am a self-proclaimed dork, and I'm fine with it. Dorks unite. Kitchen Zombie says hello. Hello, Kitchen Zombie. Loving the username, by the way. Fiber Jazz to Sean. Kudos on the PA announcer position. That's great. Facts. Yes. Is it Fire Matrix? Fire Matrix. Thank you. See, you guys you're getting to know me now. I'm just, blah, blah, blah. How do I do cold market without sounding thirsty? Like you're pitchy or salesy? I think that's going to take a little bit of time and probably some script writing, right? And then read it out loud, have somebody else read it so it doesn't come off that way. But I think if you're wording it in a way that doesn't just say, hire me, that you're sort of making it, I wonder if I bet you there's probably voice actors here on YouTube who might even have videos about just that very thing. I know Mark Scott does a lot of marketing, and I think he has some courses on marketing. I wonder if he has something about cold calling. I think Anthony Pica even had something about cold calling. But it's definitely something that would need to take some time to not come off sounding that way, right? Personable, conversational, but reverent, right? Chrissy Sal says, I'm working with the audiobook director or something. I forgot the exact title for a publisher for an audiobook at the moment. Should I ask if they have any other clients in need of a narrator? You can ask them if they have a roster, for their publisher, for their house, if you could be part of it, so you could be available to other authors. Sure. For sure. Brittany says, I've been reaching out to authors with books that I'd be interested in reading anyway. So I do not look over their social media and whatnot first. So do I look over? So I do look over. Yes. Good. Doing a little bit of, a little Scooby-Doo is not going to hurt anything. Having a little bit of insight and background on the people that you're trying to talk to so you can actually have a conversation is a good thing. Smart. Fiber Jazz says to Chrissy Sells, rather than asking whether I can send a demo, I say that I want to send a demo and ask them how they would prefer to receive it. Link, file, and verify the person to whom to send it. Perfect. Perfect. Asim Matt says, hi, Angela. Very new to VO and audio recordings. Your latest video helped a lot. You should put out more. Cold calling still works. Been doing it all my life. There you go. And yes, I did put out a new video yesterday about ACX samples or audiobook samples for ACX. And I have been just doing these live streams for, over a year now. But yeah, I'm going to get back in the swing of making videos, standalone videos too. But thank you. I'm glad it helped. Christy Lynn says, yep, we have a new pet shop opening a block from my day job, and they've asked me to record their jingle for them. Very nice, Christy. Caesar says, I plan on making shirts with my logo and even a decal for my SUV. Thing is, Raptor Studios can be anything, so I'll have to print my services somewhere, which is less sexy. You could even, under your logo, Raptor Studios, voiceovers and audiobook narration. I mean, just add a little bit of extra text for the shirt or the decal, right? Brittany Beck says, got to get on a non-voiceover related call. Definitely will be catching the replay. Oh, that stinks. Well, thank you for the time you did spend with us. Dylan to Caesar, I would keep it vague. Any traffic to your website would help. That's true. Caesar to Dylan, I like that approach too. Maybe logo, business name, then a URL or QR code. Imagine someone trying to scan while I'm walking about or driving. Hold still, damn it. Or while you're parked. Caesar says that is one big infectious smile, Jonathan. Everybody should aspire to smile like that. When I smile, people think I'm about to eat their children. It's not true. What are you talking about? Christy says, I finally did my demo recently. I was stuck in the mindset that a demo had to be professionally made. No. But you are a professional. I love that. I've done my research and now I have about a year of audio editing experience. Yes, ma'am. You are the professional. You can make your own darn DIY demo. Tycon Dollar. I'm struggling with marketing as a new VO talent, I'm thinking my DIY demo and having no website would make me look pretty amateurish compared to more experienced VO talent. And you know, those more experienced VO talent started in the exact same place that you did. So make that website, make that DIY demo. I think having that website, that's another spoke for the business, right? Having a website, not only building it out and having it have just the basic contact information, the picture of you, a little bit of background on you and a way to listen to you. In addition to that, then there's also the maintaining of the website, right? Making sure it's updated and refreshing the demos, making sure that it looks nice, maybe, adding a few things as you go along. That's just one other spoke in the business wheel. But definitely having a website, especially if you're marketing on social media, because you want to have a place to direct all the traffic that you're drumming up through your efforts on social media, right? You want to have a place for them to go, right? So if you say your email address at the end of the video and they didn't, they can't write it down or whatever, a link is so much easier. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to find and contact you. Don't make them hunt for a way to contact you, because more than likely they won't. So if you have a link on your social media profile within the link description or the content description, make it as easy as possible for those people to contact you. Press a link, goes to your website, but you have to have the website, right? Holy Moses, the tangents are coming strong today. Ciao, or Jonathan. Thanks for the tips. Appreciate you so much. Also, due to sales experience, cold calling is a piece of cake. Yes. From my tenure in the automotive industry, I've had to do my share of cold calling. Hated every minute of it. And back then, we didn't have, all we had was like MySpace and stuff. The whole world is available to you so easily right now. It's so easy to make connections with people online. Use it. Do something with it. By golly. Rusty Killbilly. Mernon. How's it looking in Oregon today? Is it raining yet? Christy Lynn to Sean Lester. I'm starting to do this. I already have cards that I have gotten at vendor events. There you go. I love it. Christy Lynn, going to GalaxyCon in December. Going to take some cards. Yes, you should. And also wear a shirt. Unless you're, in cosplay, then don't. Fire Matrix says, I went to NYC Comic-Con 2023 for the first time this year and was overwhelmed. It is overwhelming. Yes, there's a lot going on. But if you have a keychain with your QR code on it or some business cards to hand out, you could even find a nice table centrally located and leave them, right? Having cards is definitely going to be a huge plus when you go to a place where you can network and enjoy yourself at the same time. Chrissy Sell says, so many ideas. I need to rewatch this and take notes. Good, I'm glad. Sharon Larson says, I am just starting out and have just uploaded my first ACX samples. Good. I think I need to do more work on the sound quality, although the ACX plugin said it was okay. And the ACX plugin will only tell you if you are correct in your ACX standards. It will not tell you if your audio quality is good. So if you want to know, join a Facebook group like mine, the VO Workshop, that will allow you to post demos for feedback. Not every voiceover group will allow you to do this, but mine does. So if you want audio quality feedback, performance feedback, then you have that avenue available to you. So if you feel like there might be an issue, know for sure if there is one or not, and get some feedback from your peers. Christy Lynn says, Source Connect isn't an ISP. It's a remote recording app. Yeah, so I don't think having Starlink would be an issue. Dylan says, Source Connect requires a wired connection and it specifically calls out Starlink saying it isn't compatible. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, Zoom can work, right? Christy says, gotcha. Yeah. Asim says, by adding value. Caesar says, I think Chrissy means rights holder. I'm not sure. Whoa, what just happened? Something glitched. Joy says, Fire Matrix, I didn't think of networking at Comic-Cons. Yes. We have one coming up in my area. Cool idea. Thanks. Absolutely. Christy Cell says, not the RH. He is the middleman between myself and the author. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. It just manages the audiobook production side of the publishing company. Yeah. And if he does it for one author, he might have a whole stable of authors that he's available to or have access to and have access to him. So being on his roster, his radar, having demos of yours that he could maybe suggest you to other people, why not? Do it. Fiber Jazz says, congrats on the jingle gig, Christy Lynn VO. Hope you have a blast with this. Caesar to Christy. My bad. Was just guessing. Still half awake. Mary. Hi, Mary. Where have you been? Happy Tuesday, Angela. Hope everyone is having a great VO day. Marketing is a hard one for sure, but social media is my go-to for now. Good. That's a step forward. It's out of all of them, I think that is the easiest. For me, anyway, as an introvert, social media would be the easiest. Fire Matrix says, I have a card website that I made for free and bought QR code business cards so I can update the website and use the same QR cards. I think that is a great thing to have a business card with not only your website and your logo and things on it, but you can have a double-sided business card. So on the back side, have a QR code that just makes it easier to find you without having to type it in, right? Again, make it as easy as possible, as little steps to find you as possible. Chrissy Sal says, well, Caesar, I've been awake for hours and still couldn't express myself properly. Join the club, girl. Fiber Jazz says, need to sign off now. Have a good week, everyone. Yes, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Mary says, I was in Turkey for a few weeks, sick before. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're back and hopefully you're feeling better. So glad to see you, though. Caesar says, I bought some gold leaf to make fancy business cards for myself, but I discovered they're actually edible. So I ate most of them. You know, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. All right, really quick, let's go and check the poll really quick. I hope that this community chat today helped everybody, at least dropped a few nuggets, maybe inspired you to get moving with marketing. It looks like 51 votes. Still 61% of you said I'm not currently marketing. 29% of you said social media. I think that is the easiest of all of them. 6% said direct email and 4% of you said cold calling. I think that's just one person who enjoys cold calling. But also keep in mind, there's also advertisements you can run. There's a lot of different ways to go about this. But it is something that is a necessity. So with some trial and error, with some beta testing, you can find out what you enjoy, what's most comfortable for you, and see what works and what doesn't, right? Okay. So happy Halloween, y'all. It was great to see all of you. And if you're going out tonight for some trick and treating, be safe and get some marketing done, whether you're just planning out what you're going to do or how you're going to do it, or if you're in the research phase trying to figure out who to contact and how you're going to contact them. Whatever those steps are, they're still steps forward. So keep at it. And I got to go, but I'll see everybody next week. Happy Halloween.